welcome to Muddigree Storytime. Missy Lane here, and I'm very excited to share some dog stories with you. But before I do that, I kind of just want to tell you what the Muddigree program is. Muddagrees is a curriculum that was created to teach kids about puppies and kittens and how to care for them, particularly the homeless ones or the ones that we see in shelters. But then I got to thinking that it's not only how we can take care of puppies and how we are good for them, but how they can be good for us too. As a new puppy dog owner, sort of, my son brought a puppy home a month ago, I can tell you how friendly and lovable and cuddly he is and how quickly he puts me in a good mood. So I think it can work both ways, my friends. We are good for puppies and kittens and all animals. We can care for them and we can be a good friend to them. But similarly, they are good for us, because they can be great friends to us. I can already see my puppy, his name is Beans. I can already see how loyal he's going to be, right? And what a good listener he's going to be. So puppies are very special, and that's why I chose to do this program, and I wanted to share it with all of you. So as part of the Muddagrees program, you can come in and sign up to take Mutt home. This is our little puppy puppet. And we actually do call him Mutt, M-U-T-T. And if you come into the library, you can choose a week to take him home. And then we ask that you document your adventures in this official Adventures of Mutt journal. Okay, so you can see that we did this a few years back. And people not only wrote about what they did, but they decided to share pictures too, which we loved. You can take them and print them off on your computer, or you can draw a picture of what you and Mutt do together. Okay, so some patrons have already filled it out, but there's plenty of pages left, and we want you to fill those pages this summer. So stop in and sign up to do that. Now, without any further ado, let's read these fun puppy stories. The first one is called Dalmatian in a Digger by Rebecca Elliott. And this one, my friends, is a guessing game of sorts. So I want you to put on your thinking caps, and I want to see if you can help me guess what comes on each page. Dugger, dugger, digger. What's that noise? Dugger, dugger, digger. It woke me up. Dugger, dugger, digger. Oh my gosh, it's a Dalmatian in a digger. Dugger, dugger, digger. He's scooping up dirt. He's dumping it over there. Dugger, dugger, digger. I love diggers. Dugger, dugger, digger. Boy, can you imagine, my friends? A dog operating a digger. Imagine. Vroom, vroom, wee. Now what's that noise? Vroom, vroom, wee. It really made me jump. Vroom, vroom, wee. Oh my gosh, it's a... Now, what do you think we're going to find when I turn the page? I was surprised to see a Dalmatian in a digger, weren't you? What are we going to be surprised with on the next page? It's a camel and a crane. Oh my goodness, a camel and a crane. I love the alliteration, boys and girls. I wonder how many of you know what alliteration is, if you've learned that yet in school. Alliteration is when the words or the phrase on a page, in a sentence, all start with the same letter. So we had a Dalmatian in a digger, and now we have a camel in a crane, right? Vroom, vroom, wee. She's picking up the logs and then lifting them up high. Vroom, vroom, wee. I love cranes. Dump, splat, crash. What's that noise? Dump, splat, crash. It sounds really messy. Dump, splash, crash. Oh my gosh, it's a duck in a dump truck. Did you guess it? Duck in a dump truck. Dump, splash, crash. He's filling up his truck. He's delivering the dirt. Dump, splash, crash. I love dump trucks. Do you have any predictions yet, my friends, as to what could be going on here? A Dalmatian in a digger, a camel in a crane, and now a duck in a dump truck. What are they doing? What are they working on, I wonder? Let's keep reading so we can find out. Tug, tug, beep. Now what's that noise? Tug, tug, beep. It sounds really big. Tug, tug, beep. Oh my gosh, it's a bear and a bulldozer. Oh boy. He's pushing all the rocks. Tug, tug, beep. He's making a huge pile. Tug, tug, beep. I love bulldozers. Look, it's all of the machines together. What are they building? So we have brum, brum, wee, dump, splat, crash, tug, tug, beep, dugger, dugger, digger. Final guesses. What are they building, boys and girls? Oh my gosh, it's a super amazing tree house just for me. I love my tree house. How special. Do you know what I love about the tree house? That it has this slide, whee, that he could slide down. And I think it's super cute that they put a bone on the door. Check it out. What a special surprise for Dalmatian, don't you think? And I would say those dogs had a whole lot of energy to be working like that. Don't you think they had a whole lot of pep? And that reminds me of one of my favorite Go Noodle songs, the Peppy Puppy Dance. So here's a video for you to watch the Peppy Puppy Dance. Check it out and enjoy.
Dance, puppy, dance. Dance, puppy, dance. Dance, puppy, dance. Do my Peppy Puppy Dance.
Peppy want a treat? Want some yum to eat? Then get up on your feet and do the Peppy Puppy Dance. Oh, everybody say!
Dance, puppy, dance.
Get the wiggles out!
Dance, puppy, dance.
Like Beyonce!
Dance, puppy, dance. Do the Peppy Puppy Dance.
Once again, peeps!
Dance, puppy, dance.
This is fun, right?
Dance, puppy, dance.
Shake it now.
Dance, puppy, dance. Do the Peppy Puppy Dance.
Puppy is so sweet, dancing to the beat. Let's give him some meat for his Peppy Puppy Dance. Oh, everybody!
Dance, puppy, dance.
Get jiggy with it!
Dance, puppy, dance.
Hashtag Puppy Love.
Dance, puppy, dance. Do the Peppy Puppy Dance.
Big ending now!
Dance, puppy, dance.
You're a rock star.
Dance, puppy, dance.
Get some broccoli.
Dance, puppy, dance. Do the Peppy Puppy Dance.
Oh, puppy! You're so peppy. Not so close. Maybe it's time to brush your teeth.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did. Now I'm ready to share with you book number 2, which happens to be one of my very favorite books of all time. It's called Bark, George, and it's by Jules Feiffer. George's mother said, "Bark, George." George went, "Meow." "No, George," said George's mother. "Cats go meow, dogs go arf. Now bark, George." George went, "Quack, quack." "No, George," said George's mother. "Ducks go quack, quack, dogs go arf. Now bark, George." George went, "No, George," said George's mother. "Pigs go, dogs go arf. Now bark, George." George went, "Moo." George's mother took George to the vet. "I'll soon get to the bottom of this," said the vet. Please bark, George. George went, meow. The vet reached deep down inside of George and pulled out a cat. Bark again, George. And George went, quack, quack. The vet reached deep, deep down inside of George and pulled out a duck. Is it possible that George would have swallowed all those animals? How silly. Bark again, George. George went. The vet reached deep, deep, deep down inside of George and pulled out a pig. Bark again, George. George went, moo. The vet put on his longest latex glove, and then he reached deep, 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 deep down inside of George. And he pulled out a cow. Wow, how crazy. Do you think that fixed the problem? Let's find out. Bark again, George. George went, arf. George's mother was so thrilled that she kissed the vet, and the cat, and the duck, and the pig, and the cow. On the way home, she wanted to show George off to everyone on the street. So she said, bark, George. And George went, hello. What does that mean, my friends? You don't think he actually swallowed a person, do you? I don't know. How silly. If that is true, if George was able to swallow all those animals, he must have had quite the appetite. I don't know where he kept them all. That kind of reminds me of another song, though, a dog named Rags who loved to eat. And maybe you know this song. I'm going to invite you to stand up with me, boys and girls at home. I'm going to teach you the song and then ask you to do it with me. We'll do it together. All right? So we'll do it 2 or 3 times. And it goes like this. I have a dog. His name is Rags. He eats so much that his tummy sags. His ears flip-flop and his tail wig-wags. And when he walks, he goes ziggity-zag. Flip-flop, wig-wag, zig-zag. Flip-flop, wig-wag, zig-zag. All right, so that's the motions, boys and girls. Flip-flop your ears, wig-wag your tail by shaking your hips. And then you're just going to step to one side and step to the other for the zig-zag part. Again, flip-flop, wig-wag, zig-zag. Will you do it with me? Let's give it a try. I have a dog, his name is Rags. He eats so much that his tummy sags. His ears flip-flop and his tail wig-wags. And when he walks, he goes ziggity-zag. Flip-flop, wig-wag, zig-zag. Flip-flop, wig-wag, zig-zag. One more time. Ready? I have a dog, his name is Rags. He eats so much that his tummy sags. His ears flip-flop and his tail wig-wags. And when he walks, he goes ziggity-zag. Flip-flop, wig-wag, zig-zag. Flip-flop, wig-wag, zig-zag. Great job. Give yourselves a round of applause. Go ahead and then take a deep breath. And sit back down. We have one final story that I'd like to share with you today. This one is about a Chihuahua. You see he's wearing a sombrero. It's called El Perro con Sombrero, or a dog with a hat. This big kind of hat that you see in Mexico, especially, and in Spain, that's called a sombrero. So boys and girls, this one is written in both Spanish and English, and I'm going to read it to you in both languages. And maybe along the way, you'll be able to remember a few new Spanish vocabulary words. Pepe era un perro muy triste. No tenía ni hogar ni familia que lo quisiera. Pepe was a very sad dog. He had no home and no family to love him. Un día Pepe estaba pendiendo comida en la calle cuando un sombrero salió volando de un balcón y le cayó en la cabeza. One day, Pepe was begging for food on the street when a sombrero flew off a balcony and landed right on his head. Se veía tan guapo con el sombrero que un bodeguero le dio un eso delicioso. ¡Qué rico! He looked so handsome in the sombrero that a grocer gave Pepe a juicy bone. Yum! Un director de cine pasó por allí en un carro laioso y gritó, ¡Genial, un perro con sombrero! Tienes que aparecer en mis películas. Then a movie director drove by in an expensive car and he shouted, Cool! A perro and a sombrero? You must be in my movies. Is he going to make Perro Pepe? Is he going to make him into a movie star? Let's find out. Pepe se volvió estrella de cine. Pepe became the star of many great films. Hizo el papel de un perro vaquero. He played a cowboy dog. Hizo el papel de un cantante de boleros. He played a romantic singer. En una comedia hasta se comió un chile habanero. In comedy, he even ate a habanero pepper. And those boys and girls are really, really hot. Hizo mucho dinero. He made lots of money. Pero aún estaba triste porque no tenía familia. But he was still sad because he didn't have a family. Acostado en su mansión, Pepe no tenía a nadie que lo abrazara. Solo sus amidores le brindaban consuelo. Lying in his dog mansion, Pepe had no one to pet him or hug him. Only his adoring fans gave him comfort. So look, he has lots of fan mail, doesn't he, boys and girls? But he still looks sad because he doesn't have anybody to love him. Like love him in person, right? With hugs and cuddles and kisses. Pero había alguien que no quería a Pepe, el gato con zapatos. But someone did not like Pepe. El gato en zapatos, which means a cat in shoes. Looks like the cat is stamping all over his pictures. I wonder why. Why would El Gato be doing that? Perhaps she's jealous. El Gato con Zapatos era la estrella de cine más grande del mundo antes de que llegara el perro con sombrero. Era un gatito muy celoso. Yo debería ser la estrella más grande. Espero no sería nada sin este tonto sombrero. El Gato en Zapatos was the biggest star in the world before El Perro en Sombrero came along. He was a very jealous kitty cat. I should be the #1 star. That dog would be nothing without that silly sombrero. Al día siguiente, El Gato con Zapatos se metió en el caminero de Pepe y le robó el sombrero. The next day, the cat in the shoes snuck into Pepe's dressing room and stole his sombrero. Oh my. Cuando Pepe llegó a trabajar, todos le preguntaban, ¿Dónde está tu sombrero? When Pepe arrived, everyone asked, Where's your sombrero? Pepe vio el gato. El gato con zapatos se estaba escapando por la ventana trasera. Then Pepe saw the cat. The cat in the shoes was escaping through the back window. Pepe salió corriendo tras él. Corre, Pepe, corre! Pepe took off after him. Run, Pepe, run! Corre means run. Can you say corre? Corre. Corre, corre. Do you think he's going to catch the cat? Let's find out. Pepe corrió tras el gatito bandido por las calles buliciosas. Pepe chased the sneaky kitty through the busy streets, por los mercados, through markets, por los cines, through cinemas, por las bodas, through weddings, por los desfiles, through parades, Oh my gosh. Pronto Pepe se encontró con el gato en la caja de arena de un parque. Devuélveme mi sombrero, ladró Pepe. Soon Pepe cornered el gato in a playground sandbox. Give me back my sombrero, Pepe barked. Pero justo entonces una niña habló. Mira, papá, un perro perdido. But then a little girl spoke. Look, Papa, a lost dog. Pepe se volteó y vio a toda una familia. Pepe turned and saw a whole family. What do you think he's thinking? Does Pepe look happy? Would you say he looks excited? I think so. ¿Nos podemos quedar con él? Preguntó la hija. Can we keep him? Asked the daughter. Solo si él quiere venir con nosotros, dijo su papá. He can come with us only if he wants to, said papá. Pepe miró al gato con zapatos y luego hacia la familia. Pepe looked at the gato en zapatos, the cat in the shoes, and then he looked at the family. Quédate con el sombrero, le dijo Pepe al gato. Después saltó hacia los brazos de la niña. Keep the sombrero, said Pepe to el gato, and then he jumped into the arms of a small girl. La familia se llevó a Pepe a casa. Los acariciaron y los abrazaron todo el día, y se acostaron con él por la noche. The family took Pepe home. They pet him and hugged him all day, and they snuggled with him at night. ¿Qué pasó con el gato? What happened to the cat? Are you wondering? Let's find out. If you look very closely at this page, boys and girls, you might see a clue. I see Pepe really happy over here with his new family. What do you see over here at La Ventana, at the window? I think that might be El Gato's cabeza, the cat's head. Ahí está mirando con enojo por la ventana. There he is, looking longingly through the window. Pues la familia decidió adoptarlo también. Ahora es una familia grande y feliz. So the family decided to adopt him too. And now they are one big happy family. Y Pepe fue el perro más feliz del mundo. And Pepe was the happiest dog in the world. El fin. The end. So boys and girls, let's just go over some of these words. Perro is how you say dog in Espanol. Can you say perro? Muy bien. Gato is how you say cat in Espanol. Can you say gato? Muy bien. Zapatos are your shoes. Zapatos. And then, of course, the hat, again, is called a sombrero. And now, el gato con sombrero. And the cat has the sombrero. I love the family picture at the end. I love that they all lived happily ever after, right? And both el perro y el gato, both the cat and the dog, found a forever home. They were adopted, right? All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed those stories as much as I did. I want to talk about the other thing that you can do when you come into the library, in addition to signing up to take our friend Mutt home. Besides that, when you come in, you're going to pick up a little packet that looks like this. It will have the instructions stapled there for you. But basically, it says to use all the paper pieces and the googly eyes that are inside this bag to make an adorable paper bag puppet. And your paper bag puppet may look something like this once you've glued all the pieces down, okay? And then I wonder what you will name your perro, your dog. In our story, in our last story, he was called Pepe. What would you name your dog? You can think about that and then maybe print it on the collar or on his tag. But that's your cute little paper dog puppet. In addition to that, inside every bag, there will be a group of bones, and these bones have fun activities for you to work on with your family. So things like maybe visit an animal shelter, right? Learn how you can take care of animals. If you don't have a pet of your own, you can certainly donate to an animal shelter and help in that way. You can read a book about a dog and then come in and tell me about it, because I would love to hear what story you read at home. You can pop some popcorn and cozy up on the couch and maybe watch a movie about a dog. There's lots of great dog movies out there, and I can help you find some that we own here at the library if you're interested. And then it just talks about healthy eating for both humans and animals. And there's a healthy dog treat, a dog biscuit recipe that you can try making at home with some help in the kitchen, of course. Learn how to draw a cartoon picture of a dog. Talking about exercise. Both humans and animals need lots of exercise in order to stay healthy, right? And there are some yoga poses, my friends, that are actually named after animals. So this talks about maybe learning how to do a couple of those stretches or those yoga poses. What else? Dogs have genealogy just like we do. Dogs have like a family tree, right? I told you about my new puppy Beans and how he's part Chihuahua, part Dachshund, and part Yorkie. Just like I'm part Italian, part Greek, and part Irish. And I wonder if you know what nationality you are. That would be something fun to research. So this bone talks about making your own family tree. And then this last bone says make up your own activity. So just lots of fun stuff to keep you busy all summer. That is also tucked away in the brown paper bag that you will pick up here at the library. All right, I'm going to sign off for now, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you real soon at the library. Enjoy your day.